Let's start making this beautiful sunflower with doll. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope all of you are doing really well, and many of you asked about the sunflower with doll when I posted it on Instagram and YouTube both. So now here we are with the tutorial, and it took me a lot of effort, so I really expect your support on YouTube. This is a very easy project. You just need to pay attention and keep some patience and follow all the steps very carefully at every step. So yeah, let's start with the material. So first of all, I'm taking this crochet hook of 2.5 mm, and then I'm taking a craft wire of 0.6 mm, and then I'm taking this glue B7000 for sticking the things up, and you can use hot glue gun as well. I just prefer this one due to the convenience. Then we need some pliers to shape the stick and cut the wires. So yeah, that also we need. And then we need a scissor to cut the yarn, of course. And then we need 4 colors of yarn to make this project. So first one is brown yarn, I'm so sorry. The first one is white yarn, then we have orange, and then we have the brown yarn, and then we have this green yarn. And then we need some this stick to for the stem of the flower. And I've got this one from a local shop, so I cannot share the link. It's around 2 mm, and then a fiber fill to stuff the head. Let's get started with the leaf first. For making the leaf, we will make 8 chain. So we will start with our first chain. Firstly, we will make a slip knot, and now I have made the first chain. So now 2, 3, 4, and we have to make 4 more chain. Then row 1 we will start from the second stitch from the hook, and we will work with the wire now. So we will do 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. We will insert the hook, yarn under, and pull through the loop. And then we have 2 loops in our hook, and yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. This is our one single crochet, and like that we will make 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. For that we have to yarn over, then insert the hook, and then yarn under and pull through the loop, and then we have 3 loops into our hook. So we will yarn over and pull through all of these 3 loops. So this is our half double crochet. Then into the next stitch we will make a double crochet. For that we have to follow the same process, like yarn over, insert the hook into the loop, and then yarn under and pull through the loop. Then we have 3 loops into the hook, so we will yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the 2 remaining loops. This is our 1 double crochet. And into the next stitch we will do triple crochet. For that we have to yarn over twice, and we have to follow the same process, insert the hook, yarn under and pull through the loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. This is our treble crochet. Then I will do one double crochet for the next stitch. So this is what I made is double crochet, and then I'll do 1 half double crochet for the next stitch. So we are keeping the leaf a very symmetrical leaf, so we will do the symmetrical pattern both the sides. So in the next stitch I have made the 1 single crochet. Then I will make the picot for the next single crochet, and that single crochet will be in the same stitch. For picot we have to make a single crochet, then chain 1 and then slip stitch into the same stitch that we have just made, the same single crochet stitch. Alright, and then next we will do one more single crochet into the same stitch. Like that we have 3 single crochet into the very top part of the leaf. Now we will work on the other side, and other side we have to follow the same process, like 1 half double crochet, because we have already made the single crochet. We will start with the half double crochet and then we will do 1 double crochet, then 1 treble crochet into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet, then 1 single crochet, and now we will slip stitch into the very first stitch. We will secure the yarn and fasten off, and then we will simply wrap the remaining yarn around the wire to cover the wire, as well as it will give the leaf a very real look. So this is a very small leaf. I will make only 1 leaf for my sunflower. You can make 2 or 3 as per your choice. So like that we have wrapped it around the wire and we will cut the excess yarn. So like that our leaf is now ready, and it will we will assemble the leaf along with the lower part of the flower. Now we will make the bud part. So for that we have to make a magic ring. For that I have made a cross like that on my 2 fingers, and then pulled the yarn with the help of hook and made a slip knot like that. Then I will chain 1 and then I will make 6 single crochet into the magic ring. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I have made the 6 single crochet, so I will pull the yarn and make the ring very tight, and then I will slip stitch into the very first stitch that we have made and then chain 1. Then for round 2 I will make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. 1, 2. Now in the next stitch we will do the same, 2 single crochet into the next stitch. So this is an increment, so I will do 6 increment through the round 2. So we will end up with 12 single crochets in round 2, and at last we will do slip stitch into the very first stitch and chain 1. Okay, now for round 3 I will chain 1 and we will follow the pattern 1 single crochet into this first stitch, and then into the second stitch we will do 1 increment. It means in second stitch we will do 2 single crochet. Like that we have to follow the same pattern 6 times, 1 single crochet and 1 increment, and we will end up with 18 stitches in round 3. So now I'm left with the last set, one single crochet and one increment, and then I will do the same, slip stitch into the very first stitch and chain one. Like that we have completed our round 3. Now for round 4 we will do one single crochet in the same stitch, then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, which is our increment, and then from third stitch we will follow this pattern 5 times, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet in each. So 2 single crochet into the 2 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the same stitch, which is into the third stitch. So we will follow this pattern 5 times and we will be left with only 1 single crochet. I mean only 1 stitch. And in that 1 stitch we have to do 1 single crochet, as I've written it on the pattern on the top of the screen. So like that we have only 1 stitch, and in this 1 stitch we will do a single crochet and then we will do a slip stitch and then chain 1. So like that we are ending up with 24 stitches in round 4. So now we will start our round 5, and in round 5 we have to follow this pattern, 3 single crochet and 1 increment. So this is a 4 stitch pattern in which first 3 stitches we will do 1 single crochet each. So this is 1 single crochet, then this is 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, and then okay, I made 1 single crochet at the very first, so this was our 4th single crochet and this is 1 increment. Like that we have to follow the same pattern 6 times, and in round 5 we will end up with 30 stitches all around. You can pause the video until you make this you complete this round. I have sped up the video. And this is our last stitch, and in this last stitch we will do 1 increment, and then we will do a slip stitch and chain 1. Like that we have completed our round 5, and next for round 6 we will do 1 single crochet and then second single crochet into the second stitch and then 1 increment into the next stitch, and from now on we will follow this pattern, 4 single crochet into the next 4 stitches and then 1 increment into the 5th stitch. 1, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 4 single crochet, and into the 5th stitch we will do 2 single crochets. So we have to follow the same pattern 5 times so that we will be left with only 2 stitches at the end. I've just started making the tutorial videos, guys, so I hope you are liking it, and if you're liking it, please do hit a like, share and subscribe to my channel so that I can keep myself motivated. And thank you so much if you have reached until this part of this video. So now we have completed our 5 stitch pattern 5 times, and we are left with only 2 stitches, and in these 2 stitches we will do 1 single crochet each. And we will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and chain 1 to start the round 7. In round 6 we will end up with 36 stitches. So we have done chain 1, and round 7 is pretty simple. We have to follow this 6 stitch pattern, which is 5 single crochet. So in next 5 stitches we will do 1 single crochet each, and then into the 6th stitch we will do 1 increment, and we have to follow the same pattern 6 times, so that we will end up with 42 stitches in round 7. So like that we have completed one set of this pattern, and we have to follow it all around 6 times. So now we have reached at the end of the round 7, and we will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain 1 to complete the round, and we have ended up with 42 stitches in round 7. Let's move on to round 8 now. For round 8 we have to follow this pattern. In the next 3 stitches we will do 1 single crochet each, 2, 3, and into the 4th stitch we will do 1 increment, and then we will do follow this pattern 6 single crochet and 1 increment. It means into the next 6 stitches we will do 1 single crochet each, and into the 7th stitch we will do 1 increment, and we have to follow this pattern 5 times. And at the end we will be left with 3 stitches. So in the last 3 stitches we will do 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Now in the very first stitch we will do a slip stitch, and from now we will start making the half leaves of the bird, and for that we will make chain 5, and we will do 1 single crochet into the 2nd stitch from the hook, and we will work on this chain now, and into the next stitch we will do 1 half double crochet, then into the next stitch we will do 1 double crochet, and then into the very last stitch we will do a treble crochet, and then on the base we will skip 3 stitches and slip stitch into the very first stitch, and then we will follow the same pattern all around, and we will end up with 12 birds, 12 leaves of the birds. And yeah, now you have to make it 11 more times. Chain 5, single crochet into the 2nd stitch, then half double crochet, and then 1 double crochet, and then 1 treble crochet into the next stitch, like that. So you can pause the video to complete yours and come back again. I have completed my 11 birds, and now I'm with only I'm left with only one petal, so I'm completing it now. And at the very last, what you have to do, you have to do one slip stitch into the very first stitch, and then chain one, and leave a long tail for sewing, and then we can cut the yarn. So this long tail will be used for sewing the sunflower doll with this bud. We will assemble the lower part first, so that at the end we don't have to make these tiny things and stop our excitement. That is why I made it first, and I usually do it. It makes this process very smoother. So this aluminum rod, I have bended it down like in a very circular shape, so that it can support the head of the sunflower, like that. And yeah, we will use glue to stick the head part, but this shape is very important. It supports a lot, and it doesn't make the doll, or doesn't make the flower to separate the stem with the flower. So this can be a tip for you guys. And to assemble it, I will pull the green thread. We will take a new green thread to wrap it around the stick. So I have pulled the green thread through the bud, and we will keep the circular part of the rod at the inside of the bud, I mean upper part of the bud. And we will stick it with the glue, but at some height, because we are making the sunflower with doll, which will be having some height of its body. So we have to keep that in mind and estimate that space. So now I'm using the glue to stick the green yarn. Like that. And now I will start wrapping the green yarn around the stick from the lower part of the bird. And we will attach the leaf somewhere in between the rod. And we will wrap it around the rod till the end. We will use glue to stick the yarn with the rod. and at the end we will cut the yarn. So our lower part is now ready, and as well as we will as soon as we work on the flower and we complete the flower, we don't need to wait till we make the leaf and bird and then assemble all of these things at the end. So now let's start with the top part of the flower. I will take the brown yarn and make a magic ring, and I will 6 single crochet into the magic ring. So and then we will close the loop and slip stitch into the very first stitch. You can use the stitch markers. I really think it's a waste of time, so I don't use them, but if you get confused very quick, so you can use the stitch markers. And for round 2 we will do 6 increments. It means we will do 2 single crochet into every stitch, and we will end up with 12 single crochets. And then we will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain 1. Let's start the round 3, and for round 3 we have to follow this pattern: 1 single crochet and 1 increment. So into the first stitch we will do 1 single crochet, and into the second stitch we will do 1 increment, and we have to follow this 6 times, so that we will end up with 18 stitches in round 3. And into the very first stitch I will do a slip stitch and chain 1. Now we have to work in the back loop only, so we will follow this pattern in the back loops only. We don't have to touch the front loops. So we have to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch and then 1 increment into the second stitch. Then we have to follow this pattern: 2 single crochet and 1 increment 5 times, like we did in the bird. So like that we have to follow it until we do it 5 times, and we will be left with only 1 stitch at the end. Make sure you're working only on back loop so that we can do the detailings in the front loop. So now we are left only with 1 stitch, and in that 1 stitch we will do a single crochet, and then I will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and chain 1. And now we have 24 stitches in round 4. Now also we will do a back loop only work, and we have to follow this pattern: 3 single crochet and 1 increment, and we have to do it 6 times. So this is my second single crochet, then third single crochet, in the back loop, and then in the fourth stitch I will do a single crochet 2 times. Like that we have to follow it 6 times all around the work. So we will end up with 30 stitches at the end in round 5. Then we will slip stitch into the very first stitch and chain 1. And next round also we will do in the back loop only, and we have to follow this pattern. Do a single crochet into the first stitch, then one single crochet into this next stitch, then one increment into the next stitch, two single crochet into the next stitch. Then I have to follow the same pattern, like 4 single crochet and 1 increment, and that too for 5 times, so that we will end up with 2 stitches on round 6. So like that I have made this 4 single crochet and 1 increment pattern once, and I have to do it for more times. Now I'm left with only 2 stitches, and in these 2 stitches I will do 2 single crochet. Due to the dark color, I know you guys cannot see it properly, but I have written the pattern so that you can follow the same. Then we will do a slip stitch and chain 1. Then again round 7 we will do back loop, and we have to follow this pattern 5 single crochet and 1 increment. So second single crochet, then into the next stitch third single crochet, fourth single crochet, fifth single crochet, and then in the sixth stitch we will do 2 single crochet. Like that we have to follow 5 more times, so that we will end up with 42 stitches in round 7. So now we have reached at the end of the round 7, and we will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain 1. Now again round 8 we will do the back loop only, and we will do 3 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Then into the fourth stitch we will do 1 increment, means 2 stitches, 2 single crochets. Then into the next 6 stitches we will do 1 single crochet each. And then into the 7th stitch we will do 1 increment, and we have to follow this pattern 4 more times. One time I have already done, and now I'm left with 3 stitches, so I will do 1 single crochet each into these last 3 stitches. This helps us making the pattern more round, and then we will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain 1. Now round 9 we will do one single crochet all around, and this time we will not work on back loops only, we will do our normal single crochets. And then I have slip stitch and chain 1 and cut the yarn. I'm so sorry, I forgot to record that part. So now we will do work on the front loop only of the round 4. We will start working on front loop only part from round 4. So insert the hook into one of the front loop of the very starting row, and then slip stitch and then chain 2 and slip stitch into the same stitch. Then we will do next one stitch, and into the next stitch we will do the same process, slip stitch, chain 2 and slip stitch into the same stitch. Then we will skip another stitch and repeat the same process. We have to do it till 6 rounds with brown yarn, which is the same color of the head. You can use a bit of light brown yarn if you want variation in your sunflower. I personally like it with the same color, so I am using the same color yarn. So now I'm reached at the end of round 6, and I have slip stitched into the very first stitch of round 6 and then cut the yarn. Now we will secure the yarn by pulling it inside our work, and I'll make a knot so that it doesn't come out. Okay, so now I have secured the yarn. Now we will start working with orange yarn, and we have to do the same. We have to do the slip stitch at the front loop only, and then make 4 chain, and then slip stitch into the same stitch, and then we have to skip the one stitch, and then into the next stitch we have to do the slip stitch and chain 4 and slip stitch into the same stitch, and like that we have to repeat the same process, and you will have 2 lines of orange front loop only. And then you can slip stitch into the very first stitch of your round 8, and then chain 1 and cut the yarn, and like we did for brown yarn, you can secure the yarn by pulling it inside the head and make a knot and cut it out. Okay, now we have completed the top part of the head, and now we will be working on the head. So we will switch to white yarn, and you can attach attach the white yarn anywhere in this round 9, and then we will do one single crochet each around, all around, and we will end up with 48 stitches into the round 10. So now we have completed our round 10 and slip stitch and chain 1. Now let's go with round 11. In the round 11 we will do 6 single crochet. So in all of the 6 stitches, next six stitches we will do 1 single crochet each. And then into the 7th stitch we will do 1 decrease. For that we will yarn over, we will insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn under, and then pull through the loop, and then we will do the same process without pulling through any of the loop and into the next stitch, and then we will pull through all of these loops. And at the end we will do the slip stitch and chain 1. So in the next round we will do 5 single crochet and 1 decrease, and we have to follow the same pattern at 6 times, so that we will end up with 36 stitches in round 12. So now we have slip stitch and then chain 1. Let's go with round 13 now. Slip stitch and chain 1. And in the round 13 we have to do the same process like round 12, but now we have to do 4 single crochet and then 1 decrease, and we have to follow the same pattern at 6 times, and at the end we will do a slip stitch and chain 1. And in 13th round we will end up with 30 stitches, and we have reached at the end of the round 13, and now we will do slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain 1 to start the 14th round. And in the 14th round we have to do like 3 single crochet and 1 decrease. And we have to follow the same pattern 6 times. So that we will end up with 24 stitches in round 14, and we will do a slip stitch and chain 1. Then we will start the round 15, and we will do 2 single crochet and 1 decrease, and we will follow this pattern 6 times, and we will end up with 18 stitches. At the end we will do a slip stitch and chain 1. chain 1, and then we will start our 16th round, and in this round we have to follow one single crochet and one decrease 6 times. You can use another way of decrease, but I was using the acrylic yarn and it was very hard to manage, so I just used the simple decrease that we learned at very first. So we will end up with 12 stitches in this round, and at the very last we will do one slip stitch and chain 1, slip stitch to the very first stitch of this round. So with this we have completed the head, and now we have reached at the neck of the doll, and now we will start working on the body, which will again get spread out like a dress. For that we have to chain 1, and we will do 3 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Three, and into the 4th stitch we will do 1 increment. Like that we have to follow the same pattern 3 times, so that we will get 15 stitches at the end of round 17. 3 single crochet and 1 increment. And at the very last we have to do 1 slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain 1 to start the next round. Now in the 18th round we will do 4 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So 1 I've already done, 2, 3 and 4, and into the 5th stitch we will do 1 increment, and we have to repeat the same process for 3 times, so that we will get 18 stitches at the end of 18th round. And at the very last we will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and chain 1. Now let's move ahead to round 19, and for round 19 we have to do 5 single crochet into the next 5 stitches. And into the 6th stitch we will do 1 increment. It means 2 double single crochet, and we have to follow the same pattern 3 times, and we will end up with 21 stitches at round 19. So at last we will do 1 slip stitch into the very first stitch and chain 1. Now we will move ahead to round 20, and for that we have to follow this process: 6 single crochet into the next 6 stitches and then 1 increment into the 7th stitch. and we have to repeat this pattern for 3 times, and we will end up with 24 stitches. And at the last we have to do one slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain one. Now in the next round we have to do 3 single crochet into the next 3 stitches, and into the fourth stitch we have to do one increment. Yeah, and we have to repeat the same pattern for 6 times so that we can end up with 30 stitches in round 21. And into the very last we have to do one slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain one. For round 22 we have to do 4 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, and then into the 5th stitch we will do one increment. And we have to repeat the same pattern 6 times so that we can end up with 36 stitches in round 22. And at last we will do one slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain one. Now in round 23 what we have to do, we have to do 5 single crochet into 5 next 5 stitches. 3, 4 and 5. There we go. And into the 6th stitch we will do one increment, single crochet into the same stitch, and we have to follow the same pattern 6 times so that we can end up with 42 stitches in round 23. So now I've reached at the end of 23 and I will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain one. Now in round 24 we have to do 6 single crochet into the next 6 stitches, and into the 7th stitch we will do one increment. And at last we will have a one slip stitch and chain one. Like that we have completed around 24 rounds, and now I can see that this is covering the head of the doll. So now I will chain one and cut the yarn, and for the bottom part of the body I will switch to the brown yarn, and then I will attach the yarn at any of the stitches, and I will do one single crochet all around so that we can end up with 48 stitches at the end of round 25. And yeah, we will do one single crochet all around in round 25, and at the end I'll do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and chain one. Now for round 26 and 27 I will do one single crochet all around, but only in the back loops, because we will do work on front loop at the time of petals. So in all of the back loops we have to do one single crochet each for next 2 rounds, and we will remain with only 48 stitches at the end. Like that we will do single crochet in each of the stitches at the back loops. Back loops are the most important. So I have completed my 27 rounds, and I will chain 1 and cut the yarn. Now we will make the petals, and for petals we have to do work on the front loops of these last 2 rounds. So for making the petal we have to insert the hook into any of the front loop and pull the yarn, and we will make petals with the orange yarn, of course, because it's a sunflower. And we will do chain 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So right now we are creating the base for all of the petals. So we will chain 6, and from the second stitch from the hook, I will do 1 single crochet in each of the stitches through the chain. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3, 4 and 5. And then we will do a slip stitch into the next stitch, and like that I will do 2 more slip stitches into the next 2 stitches. Slip stitch into the third stitch, and into the fourth stitch I will do the slip stitch and repeat the same process. Chain 6, starting from the second chain I'll do single crochet in all of the chain stitches, and then slip stitch into the next 3 stitches, and then start again from the first stitch. Like that we have to do it. I think we will end up with 12 petals in one round, and into the next round we will take help of slip stitches. The petals pattern will be the same, but we have to make sure that each petal of the round 27 is coming in between the 2 petals of round 26. So we will make 3 slip stitches over here in the 27th round FLOs. Two and so I'm so sorry, 3 slip stitches, and then I will repeat the same process. Chain 6 and then 5 single crochet through the chain, starting from the second stitch of the chain, and then make 3 slip stitches into the next 3 stitches, and then make another petal base. Like that we have to follow through all around round 27. Yeah, and after that we will do the most important part, which are the petals itself. So we will work with the yarn, and this is the toughest part in this tutorial, I guess. Everything else was fine, and it will not also seem tough if you work with 2 or 3 petals. So now what we have to do, we have to make a slip knot. I am working with the same loop and same yarn, so we have to work with the craft wire. So make sure you have that in hand, and then I'm starting from the very first petal base that we have made. So into the very first stitch here on the base, I will do a single crochet, and make sure you are taking the craft wire along. Then into the next stitch I will do 1/2 double crochet on the petal base. Then into the next stitch I will do a 1 double crochet, and wire is with me, and then 1/2 double crochet into the next stitch. Now the next is our top part, and in that top part I will do 1 single crochet. This can be a little bit tricky, but I believe you, all of you, can do it. So 1 single crochet, and then I'll do another single crochet into the same stitch, and this time I will make a picot. For picot I will do chain 1 and then slip stitch into the single crochet that I've just made. Okay, and then into the same stitch I will do 1 single crochet, and then I will do the same process on the other side of the petal, 1/2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet, again the 1/2 double crochet, and then a single crochet. This is the very last stitch. So now I will skip 1 slip stitch and then slip stitch into the second stitch, which is in between the gap of these 2 petals. So into the second stitch I have done a slip stitch, and start working the same with another petal. I will do a single crochet. So it's a bit hard working with the craft wire, and the pattern is also so congested, but this will feel easy after you make 1 or 2 petals and you'll get the command. And then 1/2 double crochet into the next stitch, then a double crochet, and then a 1/2 double crochet again into the next stitch, then a single crochet, and a picot after that. So for that we'll do 1 single crochet and then chain 1 and slip stitch through the single crochet that we have just made, and then a single crochet into the same stitch, and then we will do a 1/2 double crochet and 1 double crochet and 1/2 double crochet and a single crochet. So like that we have just made the 2 petals, and you have to follow the same process all around, and then you'll end up with the full body of the doll. And at last we will do a chain 1 and cut the yarn. And now you can do like secure all of your yarns inside the body of the sunflower doll, and adjust it according to yourself. So I'm doing a little bit adjustment here and tying a knot so that yarn doesn't come out. After that I will assemble the top part and the green part. See how happy I am. I don't need to make any a leaf after I have completed the flower. So I have put the glue at the very top part of the stick, the round circular shape that I've made, and I will make sure that this glue and this top part touches the roof of the head of the doll. So I will insert this inside the head of the doll, and I'll make sure that it points to the center of the head of the doll like that, and I'm gently pressing so that glue sticks the rod with the head. And then I will stuff the head. Make sure you stuff only the head of the doll, don't stuff the full body. So around the rod I will gently stuff all the fiberfill, and yeah, see the body part is empty. Then I will cut the excess wire. So now I just need to sew all around the bottom part of the flower with the bud. So I'm quickly sewing it, and both the bud and the bottom part of the flower has 48 stitches, so you can do a one-on-one stitches for this step. So yeah, now I have completed the sewing part, and see how beautiful our flower is looking. But still we need some detailing over here. So at the head part I need to make the eyes of the doll. So you have to make two V shapes. You can do embroidery with the help of black yarn or thread, and you have to make two V's at the gap of 4 to 5 stitches. So I'm quickly doing it. Hmm. So after making the eyes we need to make the hands that I forgot earlier. So we will take the white yarn same as the body and head. For that we have to make a magic ring and do 4 single crochet into that magic ring. After making the 4 single crochet we will pull the yarn and close the MR magic ring, and then I will do a slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain 1. Okay, here we go, chain 1, and then I'll do 1 single crochet into the first stitch and 2 single crochet into the next stitch, and we have to repeat the same thing one more time. 1 single crochet into the next stitch and 2 single crochet into the next stitch. Then I will slip stitch into the very first stitch and then chain 1. So we will end up with 6 stitches into the second round, and then we have to do 1 single crochet all around for next 6 rounds. So row 3 to 8 will be 1 single crochet all around. Then after slip stitch and chain 1, you'll do leave a long tail for sewing and cut the yarn. Now quickly we will sew the hands and attach it with the doll. You can take reference of the eyes of the doll and make sure both of the hands look similar. I didn't really count the stitches for attaching the hands of the doll, just going with the intuitions. So yeah, I have done with the one hand and you can do the second hand as well. So I would like to congratulate all of you guys. If you have reached until here, you have done really good job, and I want you to follow me on Instagram and subscribe here also for other tutorials. And I want you to send a photo of your completed project so that I can see how much I was able to tell you. And let me know in the comments if you want any other tutorial. And I also post reels and shorts on YouTube of my finished projects, so if you want tutorials of them, please let me know. I will surely try to make all of them for all of you guys. And thank you so much for your patience and for all your love. And yeah, see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.